is the two-time Pro Bowl quarterback of the 3-0 Cincinnati Bengals here on the Rich Eisen Show, Andy Dalton. How are you, Andy?
Doing well. How are you?
How was that introduction? Did I miss anything right there?
That was pretty good. I'll take it.
Yeah, 3-0. How does that feel right now for you?
Feels real good. We've put ourselves in a really good position, and we found ways to win. I mean, especially last week, coming down to the end, and so we're in a good spot right now, 3-0.
How have you approached this season any differently than previous ones, Andy?
I wouldn't say it's. I've been doing, approached it any different. I think just the guys that we have been around here for a long time. We've worked together for a while, and I think just getting into games, it just comes down to the execution, and we've been doing that pretty well. And we still haven't played our best game yet, but it's been good so far.
Would you say that the talk that what you have done so far at 3-0, and whatever you do between now and the end of the season, be that as it may, is not worthy of any credit or praise until you do something in January? Would you say that is a fair assessment of you and the Cincinnati Bengals, Andy?
Well, that's what everybody looks at. Everybody looks at the postseason, when it really matters. But we're not there yet. I mean, we've done that the last 4 years, and we've fallen short in that first round. And so, for us, we've got to earn our way back there. The only way we can do that is, take it 1 week at a time. And so, we want to be playing our best football when it comes January and February. So, right now we're 3-0, and we're trying to get to 4-0 this week.
Yeah, I know. To ask you a question, obviously, on October 1st about what can you possibly do to erase anything and what's happened in previous Januaries, that is, I'll admit it, it's an unfair way to get into it, but it is something that people are wondering is what has been this team's issue with playing in January the way that you're, let's say, just last week. Have you, in quiet moments behind the wheel of a car, just sitting around, staring into space, just thought about this sort of thing, Andy, at all?
Yeah. There's every game has been different. There's different stuff that's gone on in each game that that I think the common denominator is we haven't played our best, and whatever we can do to do that once we get there again, and hopefully that's again this year. That's what we've got to find a way to play better than we have the last 4 years. And
I'm on the phone with Andy Dalton here on the program. And, of course, many in the paparazzi lay it at the feet of the coach, Marvin Lewis. What does he do, Marvin Lewis, for this team to keep everything on the straight and narrow, to push the same rock up the same hill after banging your head against the wall unsuccessfully in the playoffs? What does he say? What does he do? What is his demeanor, Andy?
Well, like I said, we don't get to start right off back in the playoffs. It's the good thing is we've earned our way there every year since I've been here, and our goal is to get there again this year. And so, last year, we've got a new team this year, and so we got to push to be our best, and however we can do that, that's what we're going to try to do.
Andy Dalton here on the phone with me here on the Rich Eisen Show. Prior to taking on a Kansas City Chiefs team that lost on Monday Night Football, and Andy Reid used the phrase, "We're moving on to Cincinnati." What's with everybody trying to move on to you, Andy? What's going on with that?
Well, obviously New England used that last year, and we caught them at the wrong time. When they came off that big loss, Kansas City on Monday night. Mm-hmm. So. I think it's just because they used it then. I think he's trying to use it now.
Yeah, why don't you just say, "Bring it on to Cincinnati"? Let's flip the script a little bit, right, Andy?
Right. Yeah. On to Cincinnati. We're gonna make that our term now.
Yeah. Go ahead and move on to Cincinnati. Exclamation point. Use that sort of punctuation mark. I'm just trying to help. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to leave you in a better spot. And
just a PR guy. Maybe we can get you down here. You can kind of coin that phrase for us and be good for the program.
There's no reason why you've got to be on the business end of something like that. But then again, you're 3-0. I don't know how much more help you need from me. Those who might be concerned about Jeremy Hill's production in his sophomore year, what do you say to those folks, Andy?
Jeremy's fine. He had, he played really well the first week, and then he obviously had the 2 fumbles in that second week, but not every game is going to be there's different sometimes you're going to throw more, sometimes you're going to run more. It just kind of depends on what goes on. And so, Jeremy's fine. He's got the right mindset, and he's still the same type of player. So people don't need to be worried about him.
And all of us, again, to bring up the paparazzi, and I'm a member of it. I admit it. In the national NFL media, we are fixated on Julio Jones right now. We're fixated on him, what he's doing, and how the Falcons have the same record as you. I now give you the floor to pound the table for AJ Green and how good he is, Andy.
Yeah, I mean AJ. He's one of the best in this league, and so. I think, you can see what he did last week. Putting up the numbers that he did, the, ability, the different catches that he made in that game. It just proves that he's one of the best. Not taking anything away from Julio, but, Julio's also done an unbelievable job since coming in. I like my guy here in Cincinnati.
Well, then Dre Kirkpatrick said of you, that a difference between last year and this year is he's letting him hang a little bit, stepping up as a man. What do you think of when you hear that from Dre Kirkpatrick, Andy?
Well, I think it's just, players, other guys on this team are, noticing me more. And, I'm trying to do whatever I can to lead guys and, push guys to be their best. And so, I feel like he's definitely feeling that from me.
Okay, I'm glad. Because, if you ever have any issues with Dre, he came on the show after picking off Peyton Manning on that Monday night last year, and in the middle of the conversation, flushed a toilet on me, Andy, on live radio and television. So,
there you go.
I could send you that soundbite, and you can have that on your phone, in your back pocket, and break that out at any time on Dre.
Yeah, that'd be great. I'd appreciate that.
You bet. Hey, your TCU Horned Frogs are lighting it up right now. Once again, they're 4-0 against Texas this weekend. And I know you played against Texas only once your freshman year. What do you think about this weekend against Texas to basically let just everybody know about your dominance within that state, Andy?
Yeah, I think, TCU, they had a close one this past week. But, again, they found a way to win. They're so talented, and they're having to overcome some injuries and stuff on defense. But, it's a big week. It'll be fun to watch them. I'll actually get a chance to watch this one because it's a noon game. So, yeah, it'll be good. I think I think TCU's gonna light it up.
And Gary Patterson, did he come into your living room and recruit you? Did he do that, Andy?
He actually didn't, but
okay.
I did get recruited by him, but I committed so early that he didn't have to come do a whole lot of persuading.
Well, but you definitely were a major building block in what we're seeing right now. You have all the records at TCU; they're all yours. And we're seeing what he's building right now. And, in many ways, even though Ohio State got in last year, a lot of people thought you got hosed because you're not a big name school in that regard. I'm just wondering what Gary Patterson is like and how you help build what he's building even further right now, Andy.
Yeah, it's been great because, I came in at a good time. The year before I got there, they had won 11 games. And then, throughout my time, going to 2 BCS games, winning the conference a couple times, and going undefeated, playing in the Rose Bowl. That kind of put us on the map. And then, especially what they did, what they were able to do last year. There's a lot of people that were disappointed that we didn't get a chance to get into the playoffs. But the way that they played in that bowl game with the big win against Ole Miss, SEC team, I think people aren't surprised by TCU anymore, and so. I'm happy for him. Coach Patterson's done a great job with the program, and it's come a long way since I first got there.
All right, Andy. So just to recap, I'm sending you the sound drop of Dre Kirkpatrick flushing a toilet on me on live radio and television. And you and I are going to make up T-shirts that say, "Bring it on to Cincinnati!" ! Right? Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, I'm glad we're business partners. This is going to be good for us.
Yeah, this is a verbal contract, though.
Yeah.
Okay? But it's unbreakable. All right, Andy? Thank you.
All right.
By the way, when was the last time you were known as Andrew Dalton? Because Michael Vick wants to be known as Mike Vick right now. Were you ever known as Andrew Dalton, ever?
Maybe for the first couple months after I was born, but then I was Andy. Mm-hmm. Randomly, my mom will call me Andrew.
That's when you're in trouble?
No, I don't get in trouble anymore.
Mike, do you have that? Do you have that for Andy before he
I
hangs
actually
up?
have the flush for you.
Okay, here it is, Andy. This is when Dre Kirkpatrick was on the show. Well, I mean, as you know, Dre, I mean, I'm around Irv, and Sapp, Falk, Warner, these guys. I mean, I'm around these guys. That was it.
Wow.
Yeah, you didn't hear Dre, but
makes you feel special, huh?
oh gosh, Andrew. I'm sorry, Andy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sure did. But it's a bucket list item having a toilet flushed on me on a live simulcast. So they'll never take that away from me. But now you're going to have that soundbite for your phone.
I've got it.
You got it. All right,
well,
Andy,
I appreciate it.
you got to take care of yourself. That's Andy Dalton. At Andy Dalton 14.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern. On Audience.